Now on Heartland News at 5.
This is the First Alert Action Day.
Winter weather invading the Heartland right now.
Anytime they put SNOW in the forecast, everybody's got to get to the grocery store.
From the stores to the streets, road crews are getting ready for slick ice.
And everybody's getting a lot of experience, probably more than they want to.
Our live team coverage starts right now.
This is a First Alert Action Day from Heartland News.
And good afternoon. A winter weather advisory is in effect right now. We've got reporters out across the Heartland checking on conditions for you.
First, though, Grant is tracking the system as it moves in. We're going to go right over to him now for your First Alert at 5.
Well, we got a big mess across the area as we take a look at First Alert Doppler Network. The northern parts of the Heartland, pretty much all snow. It's when we get south of Perryville, south of Marion in Illinois, we start to see a mixture of sleet, snow, and freezing rain.
All right, Grant, thank you. Let's get you outside now to take a look at the conditions. It's starting to get slick, as Grant just mentioned, so you're going to want to be smart if you have to drive on the ice. Taylor Clark is live in Carterville for us tonight. He met with a driver's ed instructor to find out how to stay on the road and out of the ditch. And Taylor, what did you find out?
Well, Jeff, from where I'm standing right next to Route 13, the roads aren't looking too bad yet. However, a lot more snow has fallen the past hour. All of this snow on the ground around me is from the past hour. Crews have been out pre-treating the roads before the worst of this weather system hits. However, we are still expecting a lot of ice tonight. A driver's ed teacher at Murfreesboro High School tells me when it comes to keeping your car in control on the roads, it's all about taking it easy while driving.
It's like somebody pulled the rug out from under your feet. The car will just start to almost like kind of have a mind of its own. Steer yourself out of those situations. Always steer in the direction of the skid. Let off the brake. Do not hit the brakes. That's just going to put you into more of a skid.
So, if you feel yourself start to drift, both feet off the pedals and turn the wheel in the direction that you're starting to move. Coach Daryl Murphy also tells me if you have a two-wheel drive truck, you might want to think about putting something heavy in the bed to add some traction to the wheels. And be sure to keep some emergency supplies in your car as well, just in case. Live local now in Williamson County, Taylor Clark, Heartland News.
MoDOT officials tell us the first priority is to plow interstates and major roads and keep them clear. After that, MoDOT prioritizes the routes for plowing from highest volume roads to lowest. All remaining less traveled roads will be plowed to allow for any two-way traffic, concentrating on hills, curves, and intersections. After the storm ends, crews work on a 24-hour response until roads are in better shape.
Potentially dangerous conditions across Missouri have the governor's attention right now. Isabel Hansen caught up with Mike Parson earlier today. She joins us now live from Sikeston. And Izzy, first, what's the weather like there right now?
Kathy, it's been sleeting for about 2.5 hours here in Sikeston, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down. My car even has a thin layer of ice on top of it. But I talked to Governor Mark Parson earlier, and he says that they've had briefings all day long at the Capitol on this storm. He tells me MoDOT crews have continued to fight this weather over the past 27 days in different parts of the state. But he says this is all part of what we go through in Missouri.
And we just got to make sure we're prepared for it. And a big thing is just caution people to stay home. If you don't need to be out in this weather, the best thing you can do is just stay home and ride it out. And till we get a chance to get the roads fixed and make sure they're safe again.
His #1 goal is to make sure everyone is safe, and I'll be out here live at 6 to give you an update on the conditions. Live local now in Sikeston, Isabel Hansen, Heartland News.
Well, when driving in these conditions, IDOT officials remind you to make sure someone is aware of your travel, dress warmly, and keep a blanket and water in your vehicle. Also, before you drive, make sure to clear all the ice and snow away from your car. Well, one of the biggest concerns with this wintry system, of course, is ice.
If you're seeing freezing precipitation where you are, of course, you need to be careful. There could be ice before there's more snow the farther north you go. Let's check in with Nicole Cartmel. She's watching conditions up in Perryville for us. And Nicole, what's going on up there?
That's right, Kathy. I am out here on one of the main roads right off the side of the highway here in Perryville. Let me get out of the way so you can see it. Just within the last hour, traffic has begun moving a lot slower. And the snow has been accumulating on the roads. And the issue, of course, is that ice. So we asked the folks at Ace Hardware about the best way to get rid of any ice that might be around your house, and they say ice melt is a lot safer to use than rock salt.
Salts usually will start to eat away at concrete, kind of etch it, which then will destroy your concrete and make it look really bad. Where ice melt, it's way safer. It melts just the same as what salt would, but it protects the grass, protects the concrete, and all that stuff.
It's still effective if you put it down before the snow really starts piling up. Now, I did talk to Perryville Public Works, and they said that they got out ahead of the winter weather today and started pre-treating roads at 7 this morning. They didn't want to wait. Perryville's entire snow removal team is on standby at this point and ready to start plowing as soon as it really begins to accumulate. Live local now, Nicole Cartmel, Heartland News.
And as temperatures hover around or just below freezing, Illinois EMA officials remind all of us to keep a close eye on our gas tanks. Having it near full will actually help avoid ice in the tank and fuel lines, and you certainly don't want to break down on the side of the road in these conditions. All right, let's take a look at road conditions around Cape right now. This is from our storm tracker, a live look. Cameras looks like it's taken a bit of a beating. I know it was sleeting here in Cape just a short time ago.
Cape schools dismissed early today because of concerns of this wintry weather on the road. So far, we have not heard about very many accidents, but we will, of course, keep you posted on that. We're going to keep you updated constantly on our First Alert weather app. Make sure your phone is charged so you can watch our live meteorologists if your power happens to go out. If ice gets on any of these power lines, that is a concern. So you can also check the radar and temperatures where you are. Search KFVS in the App Store.
Breaking right now north of the Heartland in Aurora, Illinois. That's about 40 miles west of Chicago. A deadly shooting at a business there. We know at least one person is dead. 4 police officers are injured. Investigators say the shooter is an employee of the company and has been apprehended. We also just learned that Governor J.B. Pritzker is set to hold a news conference on this deadly shooting at the bottom of the hour. We're working to stream that for you on the KFVS News app. Our winter weather First Alert Action Day continues. Here's another live look from Carterville, and this just into the newsroom. The 45 Ohio River Bridge at Brookport is closed now due to icing. That comes at the request of the Paducah Police Department. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet closing the Brookport Bridge over the Ohio River due to ice. Now, Grant is tracking the system. He'll update us on when it could finally clear out in just a few minutes.
Disappointing news today for Heartland shoe lovers.
Retailer Payless is reportedly set to file for bankruptcy later this month and close all of its stores. The report comes from Reuters, although Payless is not publicly commenting. According to that same report, there's a chance the company could find a buyer after declaring bankruptcy. Now, we have several Payless stores in the Heartland. There are 2 in Cape Girardeau, including 1 in West Park Mall. There's also a location in Poplar Bluff, and over in southern Illinois, there's a Payless in Marion and at the University Mall in Carbondale. Payless is just the latest retailer to announce closures in the Heartland. Kmart closed in Cape back in November. That came after the stores in West Frankfort, Mount Vernon, and Paducah already shut down. Toys R Us closed its locations in Cape Girardeau and Marion early last year, and the Sears store closed at the Marion Mall last year as well.
As we mentioned earlier, Missouri Governor Mike Parson is in the Heartland today, spending some time touring classrooms and speaking with students in the Richland School District in Essex. The school district is a Blue Ribbon Award winner, which means having some incredible test scores that stack up well, not just statewide, but also nationwide. Coming up tonight on Heartland News at 6, you'll hear what Governor Parson had to say to students about this big honor.
Temperatures telling a big story right now. Lots of places at or below freezing. Once you get 30 and below, 28, 26, 25, we really start to see those slick road conditions. You can see most of the Heartland is having that right now. We'll see how long it's going to last coming up.